first of our Heineken Champions Cup semi-finals up and running at the Aviva Stadium. Arching his back quite brilliantly is Francois Cross for Toulouse, who've only really been able to train meaningfully on one day this week. It was Tuesday, after one or two bumps and bruises had been repaired. Leinster, remember, who started just so quick at Welford Road against the Tigers. Sexton on its way to Henshaw. Immediately the gain line broken. Gibson Park, man of the match against Leicester. Once more, swiftly into position. Sexton holding it back for Lowe. Keenan on the crash.
No one home here.
And Lowe's seen that space in behind. And tearing after it this time, Jimmy O'Brien. And to be watched very carefully by Ramos. Cool under pressure.
Yeah, really good kick from Lowe. Leinster, really good start from them. They punched in around the 10-metre line. They weren't really making much headway. But then Lowe identified there was no one in the backfield. Nice little nudge kick through, kept the ball in the field of play himself and forced Toulouse to kick it out.
Ramos was appealing that had in fact touched a Leinster hand on the way through to touch either way. Carl Dixon not happy with the setup of the line-out.
4 in the gap.
So the first scrum of the game, Sam.
Really looking forward to this, particularly those who watched the game. Munster v Toulouse last weekend. Toulouse got an early dominance in this scrum, and Leinster choosing to go to what might be perceived as an area of strength is a real statement for themselves, and will want to come out certainly with a positive outcome first time round. So let's see how this goes.
Some huge men going head-to-head here. Vi against Furlong. Porter up against Aldegheri, and the heat coming on from Toulouse. Leinster, though, getting it away nice and swift. Ringrose slicing forwards. Gibson Park. Change of plan as regards probing that 15-metre channel. They're coming back to the open side. Sexton, Low, double pump of the ball. Here comes Henshaw. Try score a week ago. They're playing with an advantage here, Leinster. Yet another fast start from Leo Cullen's men. Ryan now drops the shoulder.
New advantage, you're off your feet.
A second advantage, Toulouse off their feet, and Henshaw driving on again. Gibson Park, Keenan, Sexton. Toulouse defence having enough time this time to reset, but still they come thick and fast, Leinster. Ringrose the next. Options left and right. Van der Flier stopped right on the gain line in emphatic fashion. Still, though, with that advantage, Leinster pounding the Toulouse line. Gibson Park pops it on its way. Sexton, now Ringrose. Outside is O'Brien, plenty to do. Phenomenal defence from Toulouse. Had that base covered, but yet another advantage coming Leinster's way, and Gibson Park is eager at the base. Kelleher now. And then he's left that a little late. Tackle comes in from Ramos, and Leinster will have their penalty.
Three different. 2 offside. I'm not rolling. I know, but we're down here. This will be better. I know. So we have three options. 1 in front, 1 either side. Yeah. So not rolling. Okay. Okay, there'll be something. If there's something clear, we'll be checking the tackle. I know. I'm asking the question. I know.
Well, Johnny Sexton already in Carl Dixon's ear, but you know the warning signs are pretty obvious and clear for Toulouse, Brian.
Yeah, they sure are. Leinster are in top form, holding on to possession as we thought they might. That is a beautiful pass from Gary Ringrose, only matched by equally good Toulouse scramble. He gave Jimmy O'Brien every chance to get the ball out in front of him, but is it LaBelle was the one that got his shoulder into the meat of the tackle, and then followed up by the support, the hustle from the inside, driving Jimmy O'Brien back, and Leinster going to have to accept 3 points rather than 5 or 7 that would have really given the start that they were looking for.
No, mate, I didn't.
Absolutely rapid from Leinster. I mean, the speed of ball there. I was surprised that Toulouse managed to actually get their space in so well in defence and get in shape. But as you heard Carl Dixon say, there are 2 offside penalties, just trying to come off the line too quickly. Probably because they're scrambling a little bit to try and get their width in defence and try and put this pressure on. They need to put on Leinster, but a rapid start and very impressive ball in hand of attention from Leinster early on.
So the simplest of settlers for Sexton. And early rewards on the scoreboard. Brian.
Yeah, just having a quick look at something that we need to keep an eye on. If Toulouse are only going to put Thomas Ramos in the backfield, ordinarily you want minimum 2. Well, Leinster will take that all day, and if they get good chase onto it, with good accurate kicking like so, I tell you, Toulouse are going to be in for a difficult afternoon. So have to be mindful of dropping Ntamak or Dupont, as lots of teams do. Put one half-back with the full-back if you want to play your wingers high.
A tricky one. Leinster a little slow onto it. It's gone forwards, and Toulouse looking to profit. Tamak pokes it into the 22. Cross comes low.
Use it!
Looking for distance. He's got plenty of that. Ramos backtracking. And sets off, freeing up Lebel. And Leinster will know all about Mathis Lebel after a couple of tries against Munster. That's gone forwards from each. First knock on from Toulouse. Wonderful, huge miss pass from Furlong. Oh, and they've broken through here. Fabulous work from Keenan. Brought down in the 22. Leinster once again on all-out attack. Tried to dribble that through Gibson Park. It's been stolen by Dupont, and Dupont is away. And he won't be hunted down surely from here. The Gibson Park kick, blocked by Toulouse, gathered by the World Player of the Year, who's run 95 metres to score.
Wow, did not see that coming at all. The whole Leinster backline was almost to the wrong side of the field. As you're seeing it now, they're on the left. This is a great pass from Furlong. I think Leinster really want to get that space, but to the left-hand side of your screen now, Leinster have all reloaded, expecting to play a wide attack. I don't think they thought Gibson Park was going to go down the blind side, but they didn't have a whole load of numbers. Now with Leinster's players all on the opposite side of the pitch, Dupont has a straight run with no one anywhere near him. But what a turn in events. And this is where Toulouse need to capitalise. Leinster got the 22, bagged 3 points straight away. It's what they're so good at, their red zone efficiency. Toulouse not so much, but one shot, one kill from that man, Antoine Dupont.
It's sometimes when you're at your most disjointed that you're most vulnerable. When you're in attack and you make a line break, get in behind, you're lining up for the next phase rather than looking at securing the ball, and all it takes sometimes is a little block like that. It appeared that there was nothing on, and all of a sudden Leinster find themselves chasing 80 minutes back up the field, and now we're sitting on a scoreline that they wouldn't have anticipated with the amount of possession that they've had.
Can we just pause for a brief moment in amongst the Dupont magic to admire this?
Well, ordinarily you'd think, no, don't know, through the hands, but when it's that accurate and that good, 22, 23 metre pass I think it was, out right in front of Hugo Keenan. That is a thing of beauty. Not many with a number 3 on their back can do that, including when there's a 1 in front of it.
He is a fly half hiding in a tight head's body. Brilliant from Tyke Furlong, but equally sharp from Antoine Dupont, who some have suggested has not been absolutely in peak form in recent weeks, but still pulling out the moments, still producing the goods. Here's Keenan again, who broke into the 22 before possession was lost, remember. Taken up by Ryan. Last week, his first game for Leinster for some 7 months, and of course, a good few weeks since the Six Nations as well. Here's Lowe. Big fend. Trouble for Gibson Park at the base. Kelleher Sexton to Furlong. Little tip on this time. Brilliant that was. Here's Doris. Couldn't get the ball away. And once again, Toulouse looking for the counter. Ramos keeps it alive. Lebel is met by Sexton. James Ryan coming piling through as well. Here's Emmanuel Meafou. A huge lot forward from Toulouse. Sets their target and provides a little bit of calm in what has otherwise been a pretty frantic start to this semi-final.
Advantage over.
Dupont doing the necessary.
Yeah, it's a really good break from Doris. The defence overreads that the ball's going to go out the back, and I don't know whether Hugo Keenan was quite ready for it. He was still sizing up. Came a bit aggressively at his head. He just needed a little bit of subtlety, a little pop pass rather than fired at him. Probably still should have taken it, be frustrated.
Ross Maloney with line-out possession. Kelleher on the peel. Fired across the face of the defence. Brilliantly done. Sexton's on the move. He's got Lowe on the outside. James Lowe brought down 10 metres out. Quick recycling. Kelleher again for Leinster. Spent so much time in this area of the field. Picked up now by Henshaw. Taking on those defenders. 3 of them envelop him. Furlong held that back quite beautifully. Doris slammed in the tackle. Huge shot that was from Meafou.
No!
And he's sniffing for the turnover as well here. Carl Dixon not enjoying the way he was challenging Gibson Park, and the penalty given up.
I think the message is coming on from the Leinster coaches will be keep the ball in hand, because when they are, they're getting penalties on almost every occasion. What they're doing brilliantly is getting to the wide spaces. So if Keenan runs a short line, they go out the back of Keenan. And challenging the defensive line with front runners is what's giving them that space out wide. Toulouse suck in on the guy that runs short, and this is what they do. They do very well. They're playing away from the heavies, and in that instance, McCain Doris runs into them. That's why Leinster are playing these balls out the back and lots of short line runners to try and make these big guys make decisions. But when they keep the ball for multiple phases, they are getting penalties on every occasion. So keeping the ball in possession is going to be vital for Leinster moving forward.
No problem with that.
Yeah, steer wide of the heavies, and if you're looking to steer wide of the heavies, you need to steer wide of Emmanuel Meafou at 23 stone. "12 minutes gone, 1 point in it." Brian.
Yeah, just having a quick look at that break again, picking up on what Sam said. It's just about posing questions of the defence. A lot of the time, we've seen that loop play, but if you read through the back, that short line is going to be on. It's just a matter of holding your nerve to the very last second and throwing the pass when shoulders are committed or committed in or committed out.
I think that's where the game's evolved in the last few years, is that because the handling ability of forwards has got so much better, the defensive, or the ability to read now in defence has become so much more prominent, and forwards aren't making those reads, and that's why you see these line breaks. They don't take the run out the back, or they take the wrong guy out the front, and Leinster do that exceptionally well, challenging that defence, and it makes them make the wrong decision. That's why they get a lot of their line breaks from.
Okay, hold in front.
James Lowe.
Thank you.
Again, looking to exploit that space in the backfield. Apologies for bad language you may have picked up. Ramos running into trouble around about the 10-metre line. Tamak allowing himself plenty of space, looking to return the favour. Sexton is there though, and sending this one up for Gibson Park to chase. Just in danger of timing that wrong. Instead, Juan Cruz Malia is on the ball for Toulouse, back from suspension this week. That's loose, swept up by Leinster, and then stolen this time by Fuisak, who's got it away, and Leinster are having to watch very, very carefully any loose ball. Toulouse are lightning quick on the counter.
That's the danger of playing loose and fast, is that you bring in the opposition. They're a team that are used to conceding an awful lot of turnovers, as we said before the game, and so they'll have great reaction time defensively when they make errors, but also in attack. When the opposition turns the ball over, they'll see that defense as being a great opportunity to counter, and they've already had some success for it, so they'll be sniffing on any chance of turnover ball in and around the ruck.
I do really think that is Toulouse's, their biggest strength is their biggest weakness. Their ability to counter-attack and play loose is fantastic, but then they often don't service the rucks, they offload and then they don't get there because they get taken out. So it's their biggest strength, but it can also be a very big weakness of theirs as well.
Kelleher finds his man in Maloney, and the drive is on, and Leinster are looking good here. Just a few metres away, Gibson Park feeds Henshaw. Furlong met by a wall of red this time. Back to the shorter side they go. And now surely it's low. The tournament's top try scorer, and Leinster, for all their possession, for all their territory, now have points.
Really good carry from Van der Flier in the build-up to that, and Toulouse simply just don't fold around to the far 15-metre channel where Leinster have got two or three men. Good power play initially, great carry from Henshaw into Ntamak, which Munster did a lot last week, trying to get into Roman Ntamak short on that line. But looking at the fold, or the lack of fold from Toulouse, you've got to work harder around that right-hand side. But Leinster keep that speed of ball up, good carry from Van der Flier, get that ball away in less than 3 seconds. They can't set up try time.
Talk about less than 3 seconds. The average for those last 4 rucks was 1.5 seconds.
Wow.
You just cannot defend against that. The best defensive system in the world cannot deal with that speed. And if you can get 4 consecutive rucks, you might be able to handle 3, but 4, that's the one that finishes you.
It was clinical in the end, wasn't it? Lovely inside ball from Sexton, aware as ever as to the options. Food for thought for Ugo Mola, himself a Heineken Cup winner with Toulouse back in 1996 as a player. James Lowe's 9th of the campaign in Europe. Squeeze that through, Sexton. Leinster leading Toulouse by 13 points to 7.
Yeah, just having a quick look again at James Lowe. Work rate, we talked about some tired bodies from Toulouse. This is all about just intent, getting up, creating yourself as the extra man. He doesn't work hard to get on Johnny Sexton's shoulder there. That's not going to be a try, certainly not on that phase. Brilliant effort from James Lowe, something that he's really worked on in his game over the course of the last year.
He's been quite the addition, hasn't he, to the Leinster ranks. Taken a handful of opportunities at international level, but you still feel there's a huge amount to come. Tadhg Furlong struggling by the look of things, and that is of grave concern to Leinster, quite obviously. He's been popping up everywhere, he's been flinging 30-metre missed passes, he's been turning over ball. And after just 16 minutes of this semi-final, he's hopping off the field.
I think that is significant. Talking to Benjamin Kaiser before the game, he said this guy's going to have to do 70 minutes. That's how influential he is, how important he is to the Leinster scrum, and we've already seen him in the loose. But big hour and a bit ahead of that man, Michael Alatoa.
Alatoa, the Samoan international, who has been something of a mainstay in Leinster ranks this season through the domestic campaign. Sure to be put under a huge amount of pressure by Cyril Bai. Toulouse through Ntamak. Shut down effectively by James Ryan. It's there for Arnold. Dupont. Ramos. Here's Peter Aki. It's gone forwards from Julien Marchand, and now it's Leinster's turn on the counter. Punch forwards by Ringrose. It's held its position infield as well. Oh, what a bit of work that is. Terrific job done by Fuisak. Not only tidying up a tricky bit of possession, but making good ground too. Aki. Ramos. Taken low by Alatoa. And again, Ntamak giving himself plenty of time and space. Sexton. This is going aerial. Again, Gibson Park on the chase. Has to steady himself here. And does well. Ramos got it away for Jalon, but it's not terribly clean. There's work to be done at the ruck by Toulouse.
Use.
And Marchand.
Step. Step. Use it. Take him back in.
Dupont. Again, keeps it in field. Sexton fields for Keenan. Gibson Park. Tripping over Rory Arnold. There's plenty to trip over. O'Brien gets that away for Ringrose. Toulouse trying to slow up possession here, but Conan feeds low. Drives hard into Malia. Held back beautifully. And Sexton's through. Johnny Sexton, one man to beat, needs support. Here's Van der Flier. Has he got the momentum? He has. The Aviva Stadium lit up in blue again. And for the second week running, Josh Van der Flier grounds the ball.
Yeah, understood.
The only thing that needs checking, Sam, was that pure momentum or was there a double movement?
Yeah, my first thought was he's going to hit him with enough momentum over the try line. Great ball by Ross Maloney there, by the way. And then Caelan Doris runs off Johnny Sexton's shoulder. This is what we're talking about, with almost causing so much confusion in the defensive line. But Van der Flier does look that he has a secondary role. Is it momentum, or is he allowed to place with that?
Yeah. That's all in one go and a momentum roll.
Yeah, we can hear the officials just confirming that's a momentum roll. It's all in one go, so it's perfectly legal. Johnny Sexton's lining up for his conversion kick, but because Leinster again are just challenging the Toulouse defensive line with so many runners, it makes it so difficult, and that's where the line breakers come from again. But very clinical for Leinster. Third visit, coming away with points every time.
Well, an all-important try last week at Welford Road, and similarly here this afternoon in Dublin. Sexton with the break and the awareness and the composure to deliver the try-scoring pass. Tidy as ever, and Leinster scoring a point a minute at the moment, leading by 20 points to 7.
Yeah, he didn't quite back himself anymore. Once upon a time, he would have had the wheels or the footwork maybe to go in, but he just was comfortable waiting for his support, knowing that it would eventually flood through, and in the form of Josh Van der Flier, using all of his momentum to get that one over.